Hi, my name is Ben Gornall. I'm the Finance Director at Bowker Motor Group, and I'm here to talk to you today about electric vehicles. Electric vehicles have been around for a number of years, and I think we initially saw that take up from customers. The early adopters who wanted to sort of be at the forefront of sort of innovation and development and technology from a product perspective. Then seen a further tranche of people take up the vehicles who are environmentally conscious and have got sustainability at the forefront of the mind. I think it's fair to say there's been an element of slowdown in terms of take up over the past couple of years, and I think that's largely as a result of things like range anxiety and concerns about charging infrastructure in the UK. Those hurdles are slowly being overcome, and I think people are now sort of getting their heads around driving electric vehicles, as well as all the green benefits and the positive contribution from an environmental perspective. I think people are also recognising that there are some significant financial benefits as well to the adoption of electric vehicles. Very attractive tax allowances for companies buying electric vehicles, and that's in the form of capital allowances. So a capital allowance is essentially a tax deduction on the purchase of a capital asset, so an electric vehicle would absolutely qualify. Provided the vehicle is new and unused, it's 100% capital allowances in year one. So typically with a capital allowance, it'd be spread over the life of the asset, and you'd accrue that tax benefit year on year. With 100% capital allowance, you get that full tax benefit in year one, accelerating the tax relief. The electric vehicles have a significantly lower benefit in kind tax rate to a typical combustion engine vehicle. The current rate is 3% of the list price of the car, but you compare that to combustion engine vehicle car, which can be up to 37% being the taxable benefit. Obviously, the individual then pays the marginal tax rate on all of that benefit. But for an electric vehicle, brand new vehicle, somebody could be driving around with a fairly minimal taxable benefit. I think the added advantage to the employer in that scenario is also that the employer pays Class 1A national insurance on the value of the benefit. So as the value of that benefit to the employee reduces, benefiting the individual, it also benefits the company for the provision of an electric vehicle to an employee. You can extend that further as well if the individual was to go into a company vehicle under a salary sacrifice agreement. Essentially what that individual does is they forego an element of their salary in exchange for a benefit, in this case an electric vehicle. But by foregoing an element of the individual's salary, they're also essentially generating a tax saving on the element of the salary that's foregone, and the national insurance saving on top of that. And furthermore, for the employer, there's a national insurance saving on the foregone element of the salary. So from an employee's perspective, electric vehicles are absolutely the way to go in terms of the provision of a company car. It is important to note that a salary sacrifice arrangement is actually a contractual change to the employee's terms and conditions, and so if you are going to look at that as an avenue, it's worthwhile making sure it's done with the appropriate advice. So the examples I just talked about in terms of the tax benefits were for a company with capital allowances, and for the employee and the company actually with the provision of a company car to an employee. The sole trader is slightly different in the sense that there is no legal distinction between the company and the employee in the same way there is with a private limited company. In that scenario, the sole trader would still benefit from the 100% capital allowances, albeit consideration would need to be given to the element of private use of that vehicle versus the vehicle assumed to be entirely for business purposes. There are a number of benefits as well to buying an electric vehicle for the private consumer, as well as for companies and employees. In April this year, vehicle excise duty and first year taxes were increased quite substantially, with some cars attracting up to £5,490 in the first year. Whilst EVs were brought into the scope of that first year tax this year, it is £10 for the first year and £195 a year thereafter, not including the luxury car tax if that's applicable on certain models. So there are some fairly substantial savings to be made with the purchase of an electric vehicle in that respect. If you're fortunate enough to be in a position where you can charge your vehicle on your drive as well, the cost of fueling the car could be substantially lower than a petrol or diesel equivalent as well. There's a number of overnight tariffs that are available where you know you can be charging your car at 7p per kilowatt hour. And if you're looking at a typical sort of battery size of sort of 75, 80 kilowatts for an electric vehicle, which might give you a range in the region of 250 miles, it works out substantially more cost effective to fuel your car, fuel your electric car, than it would do on your petrol or diesel equivalent. And then it goes without saying as well, there's also the convenience factor. If you are in that fortunate position where you can charge in your driveway, where you can plug the car in overnight, leave it, wake up and you've got a fully fueled car ready to go the following day. The Mini electric range has never been better. I'm sat here in front of the all-electric Mini Cooper, which I think you'll agree is an absolutely stunning car. At the larger end of the range, we've got the Mini Countryman, and in between we've got the Aceman, which is a sort of crossover. Whatever it is you're looking for, we've got something that will cater for your needs, whether it's day-to-day, whether it's luxury. We're down at Bowker and we're happy to help. I suggest you come down to our Blackburn branch or our Preston branch and speak to one of our sales execs or product geniuses who are highly skilled, highly trained, have a lot of knowledge about the product. They're more than willing to take you out on a test drive. And whether it's you've already got an electric vehicle and you're looking for your next car and you're looking for something a bit newer, a little bit more modern, something with maybe a bigger range on it, or whether you're a first-time adopter of EVs and you just want to see what it's all about, try the product and see whether it's for you or not. Come down to the store. We're more than willing and happy to help. And yeah, look forward to seeing you.